send. So if a supplier sends you something and says, hey girl, hey dear, hey friend, this is hot selling, you of course want to post a poll on your story, posting a poll, seeing how people feel about it. And just remember that just because 100% people say yes does not mean 100% people will buy once you get the item. So hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Y'all should already know who it is, or you should know who it is. The CEO of iyetasti, and I'm back with another video. If you are new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't be a lurker. And if you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I hope y'all noticed something different. Well, of course my hair is different. This unit is from Amazon. Link in the description to check out my storefront. But the focus is the contacts, okay? So these contacts were sent to me by Tie-Dye. So if you are looking for a contact company, I will have their information in the description box below. They chose me to choose 4 colors. So this was one of the colors that I chose. This color is called Himalaya Gray. So I also chose a purple. I forgot the other 2 colors that I chose, but I will upload a clip where I show you guys how it came packaged, how it looked. It also comes with cases for the contacts and all of that good stuff. So be sure to check them out. Use my link in the description box, okay? So as y'all can tell from the title, this video is on how to communicate with vendors, because a lot of business owners don't know how to communicate with vendors. They just don't know. So I'm going to give you guys tips on how to communicate with vendors, as well as how to avoid being scammed. So first off, when it comes to communicating with vendors, you want to be knowledgeable. I know that if you're a new business owner and you're trying to sell clothes or something, for example, you definitely want to do your research before reaching out to vendors, because you do not want to get played. You do not, because if you basically act like you don't know anything that you're talking about, these vendors are going to tell you whatever. You want to sound knowledgeable. And I always recommend, like, if you see my earlier on videos on how to communicate with vendors from Alibaba, because I used to sell, I've sold hair, clothes, purses, all types of stuff I have sold within the past 3 years of my business. So be sure to check out my older videos. But you want to be knowledgeable. You don't just want to hit somebody, hit a vendor up, and you don't know the price range of the products. You don't know anything about it. You definitely want to do your research. One of your ways you can do your research is, of course, finding YouTube videos with people that sell the same stuff. If you are still not knowledgeable, you want to reach out to more than one vendor. Don't just reach out to one person and shop with them. Reach out to multiple vendors, and you want to ask them things like, what is your MOQ? If you don't know what the MOQ is basically the minimum quantity that you must purchase in order to get the item. Most overseas suppliers, they do have a MOQ. You cannot just buy just 1 or 2. If you are, then that would have to be a sample, or you're paying basically, the retail price. But if you're trying to purchase in bulk for a business, for the wholesale price, most vendors, you have to purchase at least 5 or at least 100 to get it for X amount each, for the item. So you want to reach out and find out, what are your MOQs? How long is your shipping? How much is a sample? Samples is a must. That's another thing I'm going to get into. Please, guys, do not, even if you are a drop shipper, pre-order, you need to test out your product before selling it, because some of these vendors be lying, especially when it comes to clothing. The picture will look like it's cotton material, but it's not cotton material. And you will be out here putting information on your website. You've never seen the item. You've never worn it. You've never tested the quality. And I just feel like anybody that's taking their business or brand seriously, you have to invest in a sample. And investing in a sample will also help you go do better in the long run, because if somebody wants to shop with you, even if you have on your website that the shipping time for pre-order is X amount of days, say if it's a clothing item, if you have a picture on your website with you or your model in the item, they at least see what the physical product looks like, versus you just posting a stock photo that you might be, most people might think you're a scammer. The next thing that I want to get into is asking for proof. When it comes to dealing with overseas suppliers, in order to ensure that you're not getting scammed, you do want to ask for proof. If you ask a supplier for a purse, for example, you want to ask them, can you send me the purses that you have available? You want to basically ask them to show you proof of something that you know that they can send you right then, right now. Like, just saying send me this, no. And that's kind of, I'll never forget, y'all, when I was gonna sell lingerie at one point, I asked the supplier, like, can I see what you have in stock? And she was all like, oh, I'm at the office. Like, she was just, y'all, beating around the bush, and she never sent me the stuff, and I never ended up shopping with her. Most likely she was a scammer. But when you are looking for proof, you want to ask for pictures or post of things that you know they can send you right then, right now, not some old pictures or videos that anybody can be posting. The next thing on my list when it comes to communicating with vendors is, of course, comparing and negotiating. A lot of these overseas vendors, since they are basically the warehouse, the plug, you can negotiate with them. And that kind of goes into the next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is building relationships with your vendors. Building relationships are very, very important, because your vendor is literally supplying your business. So you want to build a relationship with them, especially if you are going to be dealing with them long term. My suppliers, I've been dealing with them for the past 3 years. All of my vendors that I've had, I've dealt with them for a very long time. So they're always going to give me the best deals. They're always going to send me free stuff with my order, free things all the time, birthday gifts, all types of stuff, y'all, just because we have that type of relationship. So it's very important, if you order a sample from somebody and you decide to shop with them, you want to negotiate. So like, say for example, you were retailing at first and eventually you want to wholesale. You want to negotiate and say, hey, so I'm thinking of going into wholesale. How much would you give me these items for if I bought X amount, or if I paid for X amount? You want to ask those type of questions to negotiate cheaper prices for the more items that you purchase. The last thing on my list is starting small and getting deals from there, which kind of piggies back off of the last thing I said. You never want to go out and buy a lot of items when it comes to, because these suppliers will try to tell you to buy this and buy that and tell y'all that it's hot selling and this and that, which sometimes it may be true, because I know with one of my suppliers, every time she sent me something and said it was hot selling, I didn't buy it, because I learned what I'm about to tell y'all, but I would see everybody with it all of a sudden. So if a supplier sends you something and says, hey girl, hey dear, hey friend, this is hot selling, you of course want to post a poll on your story, posting a poll, seeing how people feel about it. And just remember that just because 100% people say yes does not mean 100% people will buy once you get the item. So to avoid, because your suppliers are going to send you, these overseas suppliers will send you all types of things. You do not want to jump in and hop on every single item that they send you. You want to of course do a poll. If you're going live, you know, ask your customers via live, show them pictures, show them videos, post these pictures and videos on your stories to get feedback. And if people are feeling it, then you of course want to get a sample, maybe do pre-order once you've had the physical item, so that way when you're going live, say for example, if it's the lash washing machine, when you go live, you can kind of demonstrate how the product works. You can post a reel, post a TikTok demonstrating how the product works. And then if people are going crazy, open up pre-order, because that way you have the physical product, you know how the product works, people see that you have the product. Don't just run out, versus, you know, going out there and saying, oh, let me get 50, let me get 100. You don't even know how the products are going to sell. You don't know how your people are going to feel about it. So that's what like my tips are when it comes to communicating with vendors. Because like I said, y'all, if you are dealing with the overseas vendor, y'all know they will sell you all, like they'll send you all types of stuff. And even me recently, I made a mistake, because my supplier, she did give me a deal on stuff that she needed to get rid of, like she had so much of. But y'all, I'm still sitting on that inventory, and it's going to be discounted tremendously on my business anniversary sale, which should have passed by the time this video goes up. But you don't want to jump on anything that your supplier is sending you, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out the description box for my website, for the contact company, my Amazon storefront link. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. Be sure to run up the views on all my other videos. Hit the like button. Comment your feedback on your experience if you've ever dealt with a overseas supplier, and if you haven't, just comment pink emoji so I know you watched this video all the way through. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.